So I'm here to argue Thomas's claim that Korean culture will definitely become mainstream globally in the near future. He uses 3 secondary claims to prove his argument. The first, Korean drama has become more popular in recent years, especially in countries that resented Korea. The second, Korean pop has captured audiences globally over the past few years and is steadily growing their fan base. Third, tourism in Korea has grown as a result of the Hallyu wave and is thus increasing the effects of the Hallyu wave. There is no denying that Korean culture is spreading and diversifying, but I believe Thomas over-exaggerates his claim. I will show you this by arguing his secondary claims. The first, Korean drama has become popular in Asia, but not globally. According to Sung Tae-ho, a senior manager in the Korean Broadcasting System's Content Business Office, part of the reason why the country's culture industry is so successful stems from the fact that the content is high in quality and also cheap compared to Western markets. He also says, even though the languages are different, we share an Eastern mentality. We respect the father, the mother, and the very hierarchical society and Confucianism. This is why Asian countries have come to accept K-drama. This similarity of values and morals makes it easier for Eastern cultures to recognize themselves in K-drama. Globally is a different matter. The Box Office Mojo oversees total yearly box office top 50 for 2011, 2010, and 2009. Only had 2 counts of Southern Korean movies, both in 2011 and both in the low 40s, insufficient to claim global popularity. The second argument, K-pop does not have a recognizable global audience. United World Charts, a global music chart for 2004 to 2010, has no Southern Korean artists. Only in 2011 we see Girls' Generation, a K-pop artist, at number 11. This does show an increase in fans, but nothing very significant. Thomas states that a group, TVXQ, made the Guinness Book of World Records for being most photographed. But in doing research, I only found blog sites posting this. When I entered the Guinness World website, I actually found no article related to this claim at all. He also says that the group has the largest fan club worldwide, consisting of 1,200,000 fans. But I found this along with the false blog sites. So I think it's safe to assume to discredit this information. I found a real number of 3.3 million fans in a Korea Times magazine, which Thomas fails to mention, but even then is only 55/100ths of 1% of the global population. Again, insufficient for global popularity. Finally, the increase of tourism in South Korea is not only due to their culture, but because of economic situations. The UN World Tourism Organization says that international tourism is deteriorating, yet South Korea is excelling in this area. In an interview with Samuel Koo, President and Chief Executive Officer of the Seoul Tourism Organization in South Korea, explained the sharply depreciated Korean won has turned South Korea into a bargain destination for overseas travelers. He also says again, all Seoul hotels in the top categories are solidly booked, and the spillover effect is sending tourists to other destinations in Korea. He makes no remark in the interview that K-pop or K-drama has any influence over tourism. And contrary to Hallyu Wave itself wanting to become big, the government also wants to become very popular. Due to an economic crisis in Asia during 1998, South Korea took it upon their culture to make some money. The Economist, a weekly news and international affairs newspaper, wrote in an article, the first hints of Hallyu came just as South Korea's economy collapsed during the 1998 financial crisis in Asia, when GDP plunged by 7%. In the stagnant decades that followed, 3 administrations looked to Hallyu as a tool of soft power, hoping to expand South Korea's profile abroad along with demands for its cultural exports and tourism. Since 2005, the government has taken a more mercantilist approach. Organizations that introduce Korean culture overseas have actually won millions of dollars in government grants. To sum it all up, K-drama is only popular in Asia due to similar mentalities. K-pop is not recognized globally due to lack of recognition, and tourism is a result of diminishing won and government help. Thank you.
Well, I think that went so much better than you expected it to go when we were talking the other day. You know, that seems like you found exactly the kinds of issues to talk about on each of those points. You found counterclaims on the first and third points that are pretty effective, and on the middle point, you've got some good challenges to the evidence that you're presenting. It's very easy to follow, and I thought that at the end of the speech you had an excellent summary of what your arguments were and how they related to the claim that the advocate was presenting. The only thing that I would suggest that maybe you could improve on would be some of the delivery. You could be a little bit more energetic and forceful in connecting with the audience, but you followed the structure, you analyzed the advocate's evidence. The absence of the information on the Guinness site, I think, is kind of interesting. The fact that it's blog pages that appeared this, suggests that maybe there's a lot of hyperbole. I don't know that the advocates presented the evidence from those pages. That would be one of the things that you would want to check. What source did the advocate cite on those particular points? Because if they are, in fact, they turn out to just be personal blogs or fan blogs, something like that, then I think you've got something that's going on there. And I thought that you did a very nice job on the tourism argument, suggesting counter-causality on that point. All right, thank you. Isabella. What?
How many more until we get to me?
A whole stack.
No, I stuck him in the middle somewhere.